Hey everybody, welcome to the Real Ridiculous Podcast. This is episode 2. I'm Sean.
I'm Lauren.
What up? This your boy Lemaire.
And today we're talking nature versus nurture. Basically, does the environment affect a person or is it genetics?
Yo, shout out to Lauren for not being present.
Yeah, Lauren's here via Skype this time.
He out in Bangkok looking for a good time.
Cock bang.
Nuts.
The question is, do people grow and become who they are supposed to be, as far as characteristics and personality goes? Or do they become who they are based on their experiences in life and their environment that they were raised in and the situations that they were put in? I mean, me personally, I'm like in the middle of it. I'm on the cusp of it because I feel like, there's certain experiences that you go through, you know what I'm saying, it molds your mindset when it comes to experiencing things later on in life when you grow up. So, you know what I'm saying, it could, fuck up relationships that you get into with people, whether it's platonic relationships or whether it's intimate relationships. You experiencing new things, trying to go for that new job and leave the current job that you're at, or, trying new things or whatever.
I agree. I mean, I think it's both,
Right.
I mean, you definitely a product of your environment, and then there are some things that carry over genetically, I believe. You have people who were either raised in an abusive household, and then they carry on those traits, and
Right.
be abusive to their spouse or, mate, however you identify. Oh, we getting canceled.
Careful.
But I don't know. What do you think, Lauren?
I feel like it's upon the individual. They can either succumb to their environment or just honestly do what the fuck they want to do. I feel like if you have the willpower and you're strong enough, you can be whoever you want to be. Whether that be having like the cycle continue and staying in the hood and shit as an example, or you can go out and go to Harvard, become a lawyer, you know what I'm saying?
Well, my thing is though, I have to rebuttal against that. I feel like the thing is that's a genetic side of the argument, is like to not succumb to the environment or to succumb to it. That's like, that's why I feel like it's both, because it's like, your genetics dictate somewhat like whether or not you can either have the mindset to go against or, ride the current,
Right. So do you think like people are taught that though? Or because you see kids that just keep trying to go, like if you put something up like on a high cabinet or whatever, a dresser or whatever, and they'll keep reaching for it. And you move it to different places, but they're so determined to go and, grab, that which they want.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you think like that has something to do with it as well?
Yeah, I mean, well, like I said, my stance is I think it's both.
Yeah.
And it's like I think it's a mixture. You got your starting stats. When you're born. If I use my video game analogy, and it's like I think based off of that, your starting stats contribute. I mean, are based off of your genetics, I believe.
Right.
And also, if you believe in your astrological sign, that's a contributing factor. Also, that's kind of like out of your hands, I guess. But that's a whole nother thing.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's like it's all about how you receive information. You're a product of your mother and father, man.
That's
and
true.
Like, so whatever. I don't want to say like vices they have, you gonna have. Obviously, that's not true. I think that part's learned.
Yeah.
But like, so like, your mom's a gambler, and she's constantly gambling and not being responsible with the bills. The likelihood of you having that is pretty fucking high.
Right. See, and then even on the flip side of that, it's like, all right, we keep going through this shit, so I don't like the feeling of possibly losing the house or the apartment, and living on the street or living in a shelter, or possibly moving with a family member. So I'm just gonna be determined enough to not let that happen.
Facts.
So I'm going to work, and I'm making sure that I'm paying the bills on time, and shit like that. I mean, I read something where it says evidence suggests it's not dramatic life events such as marriage, the birth of a child, the loss of a loved one. It says some psychologists actually suggest these events reinforce your personality as you bring your characteristics with you to the particular situation.
I agree.
So,
Yeah, for sure. Lauren?
Damn. That shit was on point. So I have to redact my statement. It's definitely both. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking back when I took child psych. I think we had that debate as well, the nature and nurture shit. And I think I said both as well, for real. So I'm gonna go with both. You right?
But that's the thing too. You also have like the younger sibling syndrome, I guess. I'll just call it that. Where they watch their older brother or older sister do something, and then even the middle sibling, might take on these traits also, where either they'll follow suit with whatever the older sibling is doing, and either mimic it or go against it,
Right.
based off of how they their relationship with that older sibling, so just so many variables.
do you think it's like difficult to, like, say if you do, when you get older or whatever, and then you do experience, something traumatizing, do you think it would be like difficult to, I guess, shift like how you I guess approach things, I would say, or
Oh yeah, you're moving more strategic for sure. I mean, like any kind of like traumatizing event definitely make. I mean, you look at people who either got raped or robbed or anything like that. Yeah, they're definitely moving way more cautiously through life and paranoid.
right.
You know,
From your opinion, do you think that is, I guess, a good thing or a bad thing? Is that like, because I even look at that as a middle thing as well, like where I'm like on playing both sides.
yes. I mean, I'm right with you on that one because it's like there's the thing. I believe in duality.
Right, me too.
I feel like you
also.
gotta have the good with the evil.
Yeah, yeah.
And unfortunately, yeah, you gotta have those things. It's like well, hold on. Let me hear Lauren. You got any thoughts on that?
On the real, you two are like rocking.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna let y'all get y'all points across. Y'all rocking right now.
All right, cool. So you have the instance of kids getting bullied in school. You
Right.
know, so again, going back to me believing in duality, I feel like you need that. And nowadays kids aren't getting bullied as much. I mean,
Right.
they are, but they're kind of it's being like super frowned upon.
Yeah.
So it's like one of these things where, like take Bill Gates as an example. You think that motherfucker was a popular kid in school? Hell no.
Right.
He was bullied. Easily bullied.
Right.
So it's like for these great, I don't want to say great people. I don't know his character, as a person, but I'm
Successful,
just saying,
I should.
yeah, like when it comes to success, it's like, you need certain things need to be put in place for people to become what they were meant to become.
Right.
And it's like, bullying is a contributing factor. You need these people sitting on the bench so they could be future CEOs because they've been burying their face in a book instead of playing sports.
Right.
And on the flip side of that, you need people who are, in school, who are being super embraced and pushed, to their highest athletic ability to try out for the NBA or NFL or you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So popularity and bullying, all that stuff plays a contributing factor, I think. Yeah.
So what about like the people that this is a question for both of y'all. So like people that grow up being, basically assholes and dickheads. So I guess you would call them you wouldn't call them anything. Well, you would call them a dickhead.
Facts.
But they just have like this personality trait where they just don't, they're like very, I guess, straight to the point, and they don't want no bullshit or whatever. They just like, all right, just assholes.
That's an
I
asshole.
feel like that could be.
I mean, not really straight to the point. It's not an asshole, but I mean, just somebody that just don't really, the way they respond to things,
Yeah.
very
Like blunt.
sarcastic,
Right, to the-
And,
oh,
I mean, some
or
people I
even
guess
that.
look at people that are blunt. A lot of people do look at them as like assholes.
Well,
you
I
know?
thought you were talking about pieces of shits. First. Like I thought that's where you were going.
Well,
with,
yeah,
like,
okay,
people-
we could go with that because
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of am talking about them.
Okay.
I kind of, I guess,
Because I was gonna say like somebody who
mixed the two.
somebody who's like blunt and straight to the point. I'll be like, that's me and Lauren.
Word.
Like we're fucking assholes.
You
Lauren,
think
you're
you an
still there?
asshole?
Lemire, what you trying to say, bro?
Yo, my bad. You know what I'm
man.
saying? My bad, nigga.
Nah, you good?
But now, do you think
Um,
do you think you're an asshole?
I can be, but I'm not intentionally. Nah. Well, it depends on the person. I just know I'm very upfront and blunt. But
No, I'm
definitely
talking
not.
about literally. Do you think you are an asshole?
I don't
like
I
shit
don't
come
know.
out of you. Nah, joking.
I was like, that's mad random. But yo, to answer your question though, I feel like there's no way if you have a good life that you're gonna choose to be a dickhead every day. That has to be like either your life is shitty or like you were taught to behave that way. There's no way. Like Sean, imagine you just
I beg to
woke up.
differ.
For real?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. There's mad rich kids who are like born into wealth who are complete fucking pieces of shit, and treat people like such.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Hey.
Don't they get that from the like parents for the
They
most
get it
part?
from my mama.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has to be learned behavior and or you're choosing to be a douchebag. Like, I don't know.
Nah, but the thing is, on the flip side, you could have a kid who is born into wealth, whose parents neglect them and are total dickheads, and they go, you know what? I'm gonna do the opposite because
Right.
in spite of their parents.
Right, the one off. You got the one that actually uses their head.
So it
Like,
could
I
go
don't-
either way.
Right.
But see, even then, where does that come from? Like, it's the drive of somebody just like how do you determine whether you're gonna mirror it or you're gonna do the opposite? That's where I'm like, kind of like,
Nah, I hear you.
you know.
I mean, same. I mean, some things just can't be explained, man. It's just
Yeah.
like it's just one of those
Yeah.
things that is what it is.
So, question for both of you. Well, I'll answer it too. But do you feel like you are who you are because of the way you grew up, or you are who you are because that's who you are? That's the core, part of you.
Like fate. You think it's like fate?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
predetermined and shit.
Lauren, you can go first.
I would say both. Definitely. I don't know. So I told myself growing up, like once I was a teen, I'd probably say like 16, I wanted to be the complete total opposite of my mom, and like I'm living that now.
Yeah,
But I really feel like it's the person's mindset. Because, like, I could have easily been churchgoer, work for the state, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, nah, I don't want that shit for me. So I'm going to do something else. And I was raised good. I had a great childhood.
all right.
But it wasn't enough for me. I wanted more.
Was it something that you seen, like as far as like you seen, like I guess, like I don't want to say like something more successful, but you seen something that you liked or that was more enticing than that type of life?
Yeah, so I went to LaSalle, and, like, I was around a bunch of rich kids, and I would see how they're living when I go to their house. And then I go back to my house, and I'm like, this shit is ass.
Yo, but all you had to do was, pull your pants down, look at your dick.
Oh man.
Like I said, I had a good childhood and shit. I don't knock my grandparents and my mom and how they raised me. I just wanted more out of life, and I knew I wouldn't be able to get that doing what they did.
Good shit.
Word.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's it. I mean, I really don't have anything else to contribute to that. I mean, but there's just, again, so many factors, man. You got like fucking your environment, you got fucking temperature, fucking location. Like, you got somebody who was born in Saudi Arabia definitely doesn't have the same opportunities that we do in America.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Word.
And then you have religion. If you're raised in religion, raised, not in religion, I mean, it totally changes the trajectory of your life.
Right.
You
Do you
know?
think this generation is like breaking traditions though in regards to that? Like they're not like everybody's just basically doing their own thing to an extent. I think there's still people following people because of the whole social media thing, but also, I mean, but then I think a lot of people are starting to get away from themselves as well because of social media, and not to go to go
Yeah.
back to that subject
Right,
of social
right.
media, but I think that's also like raising people as well and molding their own personality because they see how everybody else is acting and they see what's getting the clicks and so forth.
Yeah, it's a lot of clout, a lot of people looking for attention, that kind of shit.
All right. But
People-
even now, like
go
when I was younger, I used to be, I used to gravitate towards people and shit, man. I used to want to be around a lot of people, and then like the older I got, I kind of can't stand a lot of people now. Because I know a lot of people want attention. I don't know if it's just this generation, so that this era, excuse me, that we're growing up in. But now I just I kind of want to stay away from people for the most part.
But yeah, man, things change, man. You develop a family.
That is true.
Your time is cut short.
Right.
We touched on that briefly last episode about time is like it's super important, man. And it seems shorter and shorter as time goes on.
Do you guys have the ability to be around people that I guess like are polar opposites of you? So like,
I think but only for so long.
Yeah, I got a very low tolerance level. My shit is mad low.
do you think Sean? Do you think you've gotten better with that, or it's just like still like you kind of don't have any tolerance really, like zero?
Say I don't even know if it's something I was trying to work on. It's just something that yeah, you know what? It's better in the aspect of like I am less tolerant, so there's less time for leeches in my life.
Right.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But like on the other side of it, it's closing doors to people that I'm not receptive to. Like there's a guy that's at my job and like he always comes by and it's a brother.
Yeah.
Which is like, kind of it's fucked up because you shouldn't mean mug people.
Right.
So I have a tendency to just wear my fucking poker face, and
Right.
and he walks by and he just give me a nod or smile, nod, and
Yeah.
I don't give him shit. I just keep walking. Sometimes I look right at him and just be like, I'll fight you, nigga. and it's terrible, because these are the things that are ruining society, or communities, where you could build with somebody. But to me, first impressions are critical. It's like if you don't come right the first time, or if I see you're acting, I don't like people who try to they like starving for attention, and
Right.
the whole look at me everybody, even though they're not doing anything.
Right.
And this guy came off that way.
Oh,
so
shit.
when he first started at the job, and
Yeah.
ever since then, I just peg him as a fucking as this kind of person who is just like looking for attention, and I don't give him any of it.
Right. So is it more so you keeping yourself safe, like from that, or
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah, it's just I view him as a problem, like
Copy.
somebody that I don't need to have unnecessary conversation with.
Right.
I don't, and that's another thing too. That's a contributing factor is that I don't like small talk. I'm like, yo, if we're gonna talk about something, let's talk. Let's have a discussion.
Right.
Let's not, I don't want to be like, oh, hey, how's the weather? Like, yo, fuck out of here with the weather. You know what the weather's like. That's what we got apps for. They tell us already what the weather. Oh, it's pretty hot today.
Oh, it's gonna be hot today.
Yup, that bullshit. The sky's blue today.
That's what about issues. Every Friday, I'm like, hey, it's Friday. Yeah, every time somebody say, what's going on? And I was like, oh, it's Friday.
Yeah, and then like their last day of work is Saturday, like means nothing to me.
Or
So yeah, man, it's like a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah, but that's also a thing of how I was raised. You know,
Right.
It's like, you get trust issues. You get and not just how you're raised, but just relationships with people. You know,
Yeah.
whether you're significant other or friends. Betrayal, all this kind of stuff. Puts you in a corner and then makes you view the world differently.
Right.
Like where you don't want to have your back face in the world.
Shit, I'd look at that as a good thing because of the whole fact that you got to vet people, and filter. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It kind of, some people have the ability to have, 6, 7, 10 friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then some just have the ability to just have 3, maybe
That's
4,
the
because they can't watch, 5, 6, 7 people. You know what I mean?
And who wants mediocre friends? You know
That
what I
is
mean?
true.
Like, I'd rather have 5 great friends than 10 mediocre ones. Like people I could count on, people I could talk to, people I could trust.
Right.
So it's like, again, it all goes back to, like your environment and how you were raised.
Well, shit,
genetics.
does that not to cut you off, sorry.
No, you're good.
But does that like you said it closes doors, but do you have a better chance if you were so open to people? Do you have a better chance of, I guess opening new doors?
Facts. I agree. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Heavily. The thing is, like, you take it as an example. Look at Lauren. Lauren knows mad people. He say he don't, but he does. Like, you literally can't go to a Walmart in any state without this nigga running into somebody that he know. Yo, it's somebody from the shoot that I did like 2 years ago.
All right.
And it's like me on the other hand, like since I close off mad people, like you're not gonna get any of that. Like I could go to the mall or whatever, and then nobody coming up to me because I've been in a fucking cave with Osama.
I feel like you like that. You like your is it anonymity or whatever it's called?
Pertaining to what?
Look like animosity, you mean?
Nah. Like
You mean
like
onomatopoeia?
you like
mean
being
anime,
able to
nigga?
go places and just do your thing without people like, oh yo, Sean.
I just like to move. Like, I don't know the word for it, but I just like to move in the shadows.
This nigga like
Word, yeah.
Like fucking Blade.
stealth, nigga.
Yo,
Assassin's
word.
Creed.
Fucking Metal Gear Solid, nigga.
This nigga Altair.
Word. It just fits my lifestyle. Like things, it just works better for certain things work better for other people than it does. Again, Lauren, your lifestyle probably wouldn't work for me. Like I don't go to clubs. I'm not out there. I wish I could get to that level of comfort to be like, yeah, this is the scene. But the thing is like, yo, people, like what Lemire said, it's like, you just don't want to be around people. The older I get, I'm like, yo, fuck off, man.
Yo, that ass.
Like everybody, just go fuck off. Cause I need my sanctuary.
Shit, you got that's kind of like how I am with food. I don't eat everything, man. And if it don't look good to me, then I ain't gonna fucking touch it. So what I do is I usually get the same shit over and over. Anywhere I go, I get the same shit.
Damn.
Because I know it.
Yeah, the thing is though, you're missing out on those great experiences.
Yo, that's just like people. That's how I do it.
Facts.
That's how I do with people.
Facts. Facts.
Now I've gotten to that. I wasn't like that maybe 10 years ago.
Right.
Now.
Yeah, but why is that though? 'Cause people ain't shit.
Yo, people ain't shit.
Fuck 'em.
For me, I see how people moving on social media. You know what I'm saying? So even if you try to provide a decent conversation with somebody, it's not there anymore. Yeah. So that's artificial. And then on top of that, me personally, I've been trying to work on myself anyway.
Right.
So I don't want to give people the lowest part of me.
Yeah.
I
agree with everything.
But nah, you gotta start trying foods, man. You wildin'.
Yeah, I know, but then I get this real sick feeling, man, where I'm like, I can't, like, when I used to be in fucking high school, I couldn't eat. I never really ate hot lunch, but anytime I did, I would eat like a fucking chicken patty and then I'd drink some chocolate milk. I always felt sick.
Yo, shout out to Hot Lunch. Yo,
Hot
Mexican
lunch.
pizza day.
Yo, hot lunch, nigga. But,
Hot
you know,
lunch.
so it's just certain, I don't know, I think I got it from my mother. But it's certain shit that I just can't eat. You know what I'm saying? Because it make me
Try
sick in the
Indian
way it
food?
tastes.
Say again?
You ever try Indian food?
Nah, I want to keep my asshole intact.
Yo,
Shit,
Bangladesh.
Yo, Deshi.
Yo,
But you
Haagen-Dazs.
know, some of it look good when I be like looking at the pictures and shit. But I know you gotta eat that shit with your fingers, nigga. And you can't be fingering your girl and eating Indian food, nigga.
Yeah.
Curry, spices, but yeah.
That's racist.
Yeah, we getting canceled.
Early.
But yeah, there's so many contributing factors, man. You got like I said, location. You got fucking temperature. You know, I mean, you got. Here's a interesting thing. You got with pertaining to genetics, because we talked a lot about environment.
Yeah.
But on a genetic level, look at the difference between white people, black people.
Right.
All right. So you could be out in the sun, don't have to worry about putting on, you know, suntan
Sunscreen,
lotion, no sunscreen, none of that. You know, you don't have to worry about, you know, UV levels. Both of us could still get cancer,
Yeah.
but, you know, we have melanin in
Yeah.
order to not get burnt.
Right.
So that changes even your interaction on a social level with
That
other
is
people,
true.
because you're like a fucking vampire, you know, like, yo, I don't want to go outside
Right.
because I don't want to, you know, take the time to, you know, put protection on if you're a white person or, you know, somebody fair skinned with, you know, melanin issues. It's like, you know, that like seeps into your subconscious, man, where it's like, yo, I don't want to go out, and it could go either way, you know. You can get lesser and lesser and lesser, where you're like, yo, I don't want to be social, I don't want to be out there, you know, and it all stemmed from you just not wanting to put sunscreen on.
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean? Like, that's pretty fucked up, you know?
Yeah, it
and
is.
now, once again, you missing out on, you know, social opportunities, networking,
Relationships.
relationships.
Intimate relationships.
Yeah.
Your girl want to go out. She can sit in the sun all day, but then you fucking gotta sit out there for an hour and then you gotta leave and sit in the car and shit.
Exactly.
Now she about to get banged out by somebody out on the beach that can stay out there longer.
OnlyFans.
Nigga Brandon.
So it's like, yo, those things are a lot of, again, contributing factors, man, that people don't think about, you know, like, especially if you're doing interracial relationships, you know, or even if you're doing, like, you know, same
right?
ethnicity, you know, it's like, it's something that could bring you together or it could separate you. It's all, you know, that's why I feel like it's all intertwined, man. It's
Right.
environmental, it's genetic, it's fucking whatever the government's putting in our food.
Yeah.
You know, like chemical.
So do you guys like when you know your previous relationships or whatever, did you guys used to like look at the parents or look at, you know, the siblings or the grandparents or whatever, and, you know, I guess like check their personalities out and try to, you know, I guess run them concurrent with your significant other's personality and whatnot?
Yeah, I've never done that before, honestly. I just take my girl for who she is and just move off of that.
Oh, I definitely have done it.
Oh, you said you have?
Yeah, I have.
And do you usually see like, all right, now I see where you get that from?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's like, just I look at a bunch of things, like, so personality, and then like, well, if I meet them,
Yeah.
you know, there's been instances where I have not met them, but I've seen pictures, and that's the other part of it. Is like I look at the physical part. It's like, okay, if I'm with her long term, where, you know, is she gonna let herself go?
Right,
like, you know,
right.
in comparison to her mom or whatever, or is she gonna look like her father, grow a beard? But yeah, I definitely do that. I mean, it's something that I don't set out intentionally to do it, but I
Yeah.
definitely you know, unintentionally do it.
All right, so if y'all feeling generous one day and a nigga come up to you in the mall and say, "Yo, I got ground beef for sale," you gonna buy it?
Yo, absolutely. Especially if you pull it out of his pocket. I like my beef hot. Fresh out the pocket.
No.
Oh, man. So,
But yeah, what about names and shit?
yo, for sure.
So like, if a nigga named Conrad,
I think that's a huge, as somebody who has personally dealt with it, I think it's huge thing that shapes your path in life.
your name though?
Your name, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, somebody named, prime example, us, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, your name is Lemire.
Yeah.
It's French.
Right.
All right. People, like, as opposed to somebody like myself, Sean, you
Yeah.
know? Even though my full name isn't Sean,
Right.
but over time, that shaped into Sean because people can't pronounce my fucking regular name. Because they're like, oh, Kershawn, you know, they do all these different variables of my name, but my name, you
Right.
know, and those things play into your psyche. And then you got Lauren. Lauren is like, you know, a unisex name.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it could be female, male, depending on. Well, I don't even think the spelling has anything to do with it, but it also shapes how people receive you. You
Right.
know. So you go for a job interview, it's like, I'm looking at the resume, Lauren, and it's like, you know, they expecting a girl to walk in, and it turned out you get this, this nigga. So it's like, it could go either way, you know, and the mispronunciation of your name, it like, it puts the person, it depends, you know, because well, I ain't gonna speak on it anymore with like Lauren speak for you. I mean, because you said before that it doesn't bother you that somebody mispronounced your last name.
Yeah,
So,
I don't even care.
right.
You ever had somebody come up to you and say, "What up, Lore?" They ever like abbreviate your fucking name?
Yeah.
There's something weird. Some people call me Aaron. I don't know why.
Call you what?
Aaron, like AARON.
Oh. Just like abbreviate your last name. So
Right. They be like, yo, Aaron, I mean Lauren. I get that a lot too.
Really?
Right. But that's the
Yeah.
thing. You let it roll off you. You don't really,
Yeah, I don't be ready to fight. Like,
Yo, me. Yo, all my life.
Damn.
Like my last name, my first name, people fuck it up, just because they don't want to take the time to learn it. I'm sure you experience that too. People fuck up your last
Oh my
your
God.
first name,
Even to
your
this
last
day.
name,
Yeah.
and that does something to certain people, man. It just puts you in a space where you're like, yo, either I gotta fucking fix it so that people can call me by something that's easier for them to fucking remember, or you become very aggressive and go, nigga, that's not my name. You know what I'm saying? And like you really get in their face about it and say, yo, it's like this. And then a lot of people still don't get it. They still fuck it up and they don't give a fuck. And that fucks with you even more.
Yeah.
And then you want to fight.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, and the crazy thing is before, I never really paid attention to it. I mean, and then like, as I got older, I didn't really, cared enough to even correct people. I don't know. I didn't look at it as so serious, but to me, like now, I think it is something serious that because it's something you have to respect a person's name and what they want to be called.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the way I've always seen it. It was just like, but again, contributing factor.
All right. You kind of got to make niggas give a fuck, and if they don't, then just don't answer to what they calling you.
Right.
Yeah.
Your name ain't fucking Ladmir.
Right. But what does that do? That creates like, it turns you into an asshole, or it turns you into someone who's off-put, or off-putting from, someone else just saying hi, because it's like they don't know that you take that shit seriously.
Right.
And
I think it's all because of how they don't value that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
They don't value I guess, putting respect on, what somebody else respects of themselves.
All comes full circle. You're a product of your environment, or it's a genetic thing. How you were raised.
Right.
Your
If somebody
parents,
never,
yeah,
if somebody never, I guess corrected you on it before, it's like you look at it as okay,
or put emphasis on the importance of things. It's like your values. What do you value?
Right.
I think a lot of people. Well, society, man, they don't. We're losing values, man. There's so much. I'm not saying like you shouldn't take. People fucking up your name. Like, if you could let it roll off you, good. And keep it moving.
Yeah.
But like, if someone's telling you like, yo, my name is this. Like, I had a dude yesterday who told me, I kept saying hi to him at the job,
Yeah.
And we would say what up to each other, and he's Guyanese dude,
Yeah.
and he has one of these obscure names in America,
Yeah.
and he came, I asked him, I said like, yo man, like I always say what up to you, like what's your name, man? I don't even know your name. And he told me his name.
Yeah.
But he was like, he abbreviated it first. He was just like, yo, just call me UV.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah, but what's your name though? And he was like, he told me his name.
Yeah.
And then I said, I'm gonna call you that. And he's just like, nah, you don't have to. You can just say UV. I was like, nah, because that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's just like, kind of like how Lauren is like, yo, it's not that serious, because he's dealt with people fucking it up, and he's just like, you know what? I'm in this country, and I gotta roll with the punches.
He acquiesced, right?
Exactly. So, but I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna be like everybody else. I'm gonna fucking call you.
Y'all fucking over there battling each other. It's okay. No, it's not.
Yo, seriously, because the thing is, my stance on it, coming from, again, people fucking up my name for so long, and it's a simple fucking name.
Yeah.
It's like, you're just being disingenuous, for, I don't know, for no fucking reason. But just because you don't want to take 2 seconds to be like, all right, do the syllables.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's crazy how it goes, because it shapes like how you view it. So you either gonna get offended by it, or you're not. You're gonna be the person that's gonna be like, all right, it is what it is. It's not that serious.
But take like job interviews as an example. Like going back to the analogy of like Lauren. So they're expecting most likely a woman to walk in. After they look at the resume, or you have somebody fucking with a hood name. Like Jaquan or some shit like that. Any Quan. You know what I mean? Like, you already fucking getting your resume thrown in the trash.
That ass.
Opposed to a Stacy. Again, could be guy, could be girl.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They don't know.
That's the fucked up thing, is people hold you to what your name. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So.
And that's all your parents' fault. Because they want to be cool and shit.
Exactly. Yo, what up, Grandpa Jaquan?
Something, and they know damn well that like that's not a normal name, but the thing is, it's like, yo, you should be able to do whatever you want to do, and then not have this stigma attached to you.
Exactly.
It's just like the prejudice with tattoos, or at least there used to be. Now fucking everybody's got tattoos. And nobody gives a fuck.
Yo, seriously.
Now we focus on trannies and lesbian and gay shit.
All right.
So. What? Getting canceled? We already getting canceled.
Yeah, so you gonna get the job if you walk in there with titties and a ding-a-ling.
Yo, word. Best of both worlds.
So.
Equation.
Lauren, you got anything to add?
No, I'm doubling down on it. I don't give a fuck if people mess my name up.
Damn.
Like, if they were obviously calling me Larry, I'd be like, yo, it's not my fucking name. But if they say Lauren or
Larry,
Loren, like, I'm not gonna be like, I like it pronounced this way. I don't give a fuck.
But what if they're French and they're saying Loren?
Then that's how they talk.
Damn, you ain't gonna fight them? Like, stop being French, nigga.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Sean be ready to fight.
Over a name.
That
Yo, put respect on my name. What happened?
They call you K-Sean.
Like Kershaw. That's the shit that really fucks with me. The
Kershaw. There's no E in your
Exactly, nigga. Like it's so
Kershaw.
fucking bad, yo.
Kerr.
But,
Yo, where the fuck is the R?
yo, or they'll just do a hard K. You know, it's just Kershaw.
Yo,
Kershaw. You know,
Some
that's why I
niggas just don't
feel
got rhythm, man. They just like, yo.
Yeah, that's what it stems from.
Kerr.
That nigga,
Yup.
that nigga K-Sean.
Yo, K, hard K. Fucking mad Genesis sound effects. But yeah, man, it's just like, yo, it just says a lot about a person, like, you know, and their morals, how they were raised. It's like, if you don't want to take the time out, especially if you're asking, you know, or introducing yourself, I'll say, yeah, you're like, you know, introducing yourself, and you're not. It's like, first of all, you're not listening.
Yeah.
You know, and then second of all, if you are hearing me, then it's like I'm sorry, if you are listening, not hearing, but like, it means that you're not even taking the time out to fucking say my name right, and that means you don't respect me. So
Hold up. So
Yeah.
if you won an award, and the dude in it was like, we're giving this to Kershaw Charleston.
Yeah,
You
yup.
would correct them when you got up there?
yup.
Look out in the
I'll be
fucking
like,
audience.
that ain't me. I ain't getting up. I ain't getting up.
Kershaw Charleston.
Yeah, thanks for saying my last name. I was trying to avoid that, nigga.
Idiot.
Nah, I said it wrong though.
Yeah, but you still saying it.
Idiot.
No, it don't matter. Arrington.
Look it out.
Since we're dropping last names, gotta edit this whole fucking section out. It's like, nah, people can find us who we are. It doesn't matter. But yeah, man, it's like, I don't know if I would get up and accept the award. I would. I'd just be tight though.
That's not my name, Nick.
Yup. I'd make it a point. I'd be like, listen, you know, this is how I identify as a
As a couch. I identify as a couch.
Or I identify as a plasma screen TV.
Nigga identify as a pull-out bed.
Yeah, fucking say my fucking plurals, right? Whatever the fuck. Say my I identify as a couch cushion. Fucking terrible. But yeah. So I think the consensus is that we all agree that it's like
Right
both,
down the
man.
middle.
Yeah, it's both.
Yeah, it's both for sure.
Yeah. So
So do you think, you know, all right, so say if a person was a particular way all the way up until they became like 45 or some shit, you know, do you think they have the ability to change? Or you think that it's just, all right, it's just that from there on till you die?
They do, but it would be hard as hell. Like, you would have to correct 45 years of like all your habits and shit.
right.
All right, so
long
you're
ass-
basically saying, what you telling me is, if you jerking off with no lotion, it's gonna be difficult for you to jerk off without lotion?
Rug burn.
Because
After 45
you may
years?
want to start and you may hold it down doing that for a few days, but then you might regress and go back to what you were doing before.
Chap hands.
Straight trapped hands.
Frostbite.
Chap cunty.
Ganti. Getting canceled.
Did y'all eat Pez as a kid or nah?
Yo, fucking Peds. I tried it one time and it tastes like shit.
Yes. I have.
Part, but you did help change my mind though. It's definitely both.
Yo, Crowder changed my mind.
Changed my mind. That's my dude. I
Change
gotta
my
look up
diaper.
his
He a
we got
racist.
on the show.
So do you think a person that was racist for 45 years could change?
Woo! There you go, Lauren.
I mean,
Handle that.
Like, they could, but they might drop a nigger here and there still.
Wait.
But they could.
Whoa. How you necessarily believe that it's a white person that is the racist one?
Because I'm racist.
All
It's
right,
like,
man. It could be a Spanish person. Could be a Chinese, Asian.
could be. You acting like they can't say nigger though.
They can't. They shouldn't be.
So what if somebody came up to you and, you know, they like, yo, what up? And then they passed you a note and it said nigger on there.
Yo.
On the real, bro, I would start laughing depending on my mood.
That's literally
Put that ass on
intellectual
laughing.
racism.
That's how they communicated the N-word with you.
And the-
Yo, that's funny as hell. And then he slide you a note on the desk.
Good one, nigga. Fucking terrible.
I would start laughing.
Damn.
That shit is crazy.
So obviously there's no absolutes. Anybody can change.
Yeah,
I just wonder if it's...
I say it's highly unlikely,
Okay.
but sure.
possible.
I haven't seen it in my lifetime yet. Like most people who are on a path, they stay on that path.
Yo, I agree. I've seen that too.
You know, it starts with like early in the infancy, not infancy, but fucking. It starts like before your teens, and that's I think once you hit like 16. Now this is just my opinion. I think like once you hit 16, 14-ish, you're gonna be that person. You know,
Right.
your actions. You know, the thing is, it's like you know, at that age, like what right and wrong are. You know, like you really have a good solid definition, even though the law says you don't. You know, you can't be tried as a fucking adult or whatever. If you kill somebody, you just go to family court. But it's like, you know,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like that's who you're gonna be. Because I know for me, when at like 14, no, I was like 12 actually. I was like, yo, I'm not having kids.
Yeah.
You know, and that has stuck with me forever so far. So, but you know, you knew, right, as a kid that you wanted a family,
definitely.
because
Yeah.
you know, and that's the thing. You were around, like your family structure was is
Intact,
like,
basically.
yeah, you know, yeah, both your mother and father. That's a contributing factor, and it's like you know, it shapes the view of how you see what could be, you know, for
Right,
yourself.
right.
So
Nah, that is true. You
I
know,
mean, all these things play a part.
you have a better chance of becoming that what you've seen,
Right.
you know, as opposed to going the opposite direction.
'Cause I know I see my two older brothers. I'm like,
That ain't the business.
nope. I'm like, yo, I see both of them having kids. One of them being abusive. I'm like,
Shit, and that be the good thing about it sometimes is, you know, the negative situations teach you how not to be.
Right.
You know, if you
Right.
have the ability to fucking decipher that,
yeah.
you know.
But that's the thing. I feel like, you know, when you're younger, you see what you're gonna be. You know, you have it in your core already,
Right.
Yeah.
and your starting stats help you with that. You know,
All right, stats.
yup, you get like plus 10 intelligence right off the bat. Start observing shit. You know, you get your charisma up. You learn how to barter, get those discounts. You know what I'm saying?
What about
About-
intelligence?
Yeah, you get that plus 10. That plus 10 intelligence, you know? That shit allows you to maneuver through the streets and see, you know, what to do and what not to do,
Right, right.
you know?
The
And then you pick up some gear that gives you even more higher stats.
pick up some sunglasses.
Yup. That shit increases your
5
charisma.
strength.
Now you gotta get some gloves. You put some gloves on to get plus 1 strength. That leather grip.
Leather grip, gorilla grip.
Oh man. Well, we appreciate all the support, everybody. You know, tuning in to the podcast.
Yes. And that's
We love y'all.
today's episode.
Yeah, man. So, see y'all next time.
Yes.
Tight.
Yo, Get Out was a comedy, nigga.
Facts.